Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Daniel. My guest today is Ken McGhee. Ken, welcome.
How you doing?
Another good handshake. Woo! And Ken, you're an amateur astrologist. Astrology, is it real? Is it not real? Do people believe? Up to them to decide, right?
That's the way I feel. But I'm really interested in it myself, so I like to follow what's going on.
Tell me, Dan Brown has a popular book out. Tell me about it.
Well, it's called The Lost Symbol, and it's got a lot of things about symbology in it. And if you look at the cover of the book, he's put astrological symbols in the cover. And we have a graphic of that. You can see this person has kind of blown up some of the symbols on the front of the book. And these are astrological in nature. It doesn't actually have a horoscope on the front, but he does include some astrological material in the book, and I think it's fascinating because it has to do with Washington, D.C.
Wow. Tell me more. I want to learn more.
Well, what's interesting about Washington is there are like 20 different zodiacs in the city in different pieces of architecture, and I have some pictures of some of those, and I'd like to show them.
Yeah, thank you for bringing them.
Well, this first one here is the Federal Trade Commission building. The melon fountain in front of that, which is shown in the foreground, is a fountain that has a zodiac around the outside, and you can go down there and see it. It's open for anybody to see, and it's at the tip of the Federal Triangle.
Excellent.
So let's go on to the next graphic.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what else you have coming up.
Okay, this is inside the Library of Congress Thomas Jefferson building. There's a zodiac in the floor there when you first go in the building. And it's inlaid in the floor. You can see a tour group here observing it. It's a beautiful zodiac. It's a square, actually. But, you know, the early builders of buildings down there definitely put a lot of zodiacs in there. I think there's 3 in that building.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at your next shot to see what's in
Okay,
there.
this is an armillary sphere, which shows the zodiacal signs around the outside of it. And this particular one is in Georgetown in Montrose Park. It's not that big. It's only about maybe 3 feet around, but it does show up in Georgetown. It's open. Anybody can go there. People walk their dogs in the park. Wow.
Sounds like anybody can go there. And I see another one is popping up.
Yeah, this is in Friendship Heights, right on the tip of northwest Washington there near the Mazza Gallery. And this is a much bigger armillary sphere, and I think it's like 30 feet tall. And it has, you know, the symbols of the different signs of the zodiac around that band, that thick band in the center there. It's much easier to see. It's a beautiful piece.
And I see we have 2 more minutes left.
Yeah, I have a couple more graphics. This one's inside the Federal Trade Commission building, and it's a light fixture, and the zodiac is around the outside. It's a beautiful piece there. And I think I have one last one. Is that the last one?
Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's the last image I have. The point I was really trying to make about this is that you know, we've always had a lot of interest in you know, horoscopes and the zodiac, and it's because it has to do with sort of like the inner life, the spiritual life, or you know, just inner meanings. And the fact that people put it in Washington is significant. The 3 big buildings in Washington are actually, the cornerstones were laid at times where Virgo was significant. That is, the Capitol building, the White House, and the Washington Monument all have Virgo strongly in their horoscopes.
And what does that mean?
Just that Virgo is very significant. Excuse me, in Washington. There's a whole book about it, and I really didn't get into this, but this is a book that was written a few years ago about that topic by David Ovison, and I highly recommend reading that if you're interested.
Great, and I see we have about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, well, you know, there's just so much you could cover in astrology in a short interview, but you know, I think it's a subject that's just fascinating, and
it is fascinating.
I do enjoy studying it a lot and seeing how it relates to day-to-day life.
And we've enjoyed having you on today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you so much, and thank you for watching us, and I hope you've enjoyed this, and check it out. Now, back to the desk.